tops of the high mountains tremble, and the tangled wood echoes awesomely with the outcry of beasts. I find the use of the word grievous very interesting, because the word means to cause severe pain, suffering, or sorrow. Although Artemis was a protectress of girls and women, as well as a divinity of birth and healing, her arrows were also known to bring disease and death. This is why worshippers of Artemis had an equal dose of respect and fear for this goddess of contradictions. In her famous collection of the Greek myths known as Mythology, published in 1942, Edith Hamilton wrote, "In Artemis is shown most vividly the uncertainty between good and evil, which is apparent in every one of the divinities. The cypress was sacred to her, and all wild animals, but especially the deer. She was the lady of wild things, huntsman-in-chief to the gods, an odd office for a woman. Like a good huntsman, she was careful to preserve the young. She was the protectress of dewy youth everywhere." Nevertheless, with one of those startling contradictions so common in mythology, she kept the Greek fleet from sailing to Troy until they sacrificed a maiden to her. In many another story, too, she's fierce and revengeful. On the other hand, when women died a swift and painless death, they were held to have been slain by her silver arrows. Storytellers have immortalized Artemis for nearly 3,000 years now, not only in their poetry, but also in the paintings found on classical Greek pottery. She also makes appearances on ancient currency, such as these beautiful silver coins. But perhaps no image of Artemis is more famous than this Roman sculpture believed to be a copy of a bronze Greek original. She remained a popular subject in works of art over the centuries, and you can usually tell it's her when you see any of the following. Her bow and arrow, of course, described as either silver or gold, the presence of a deer, stag, or her hunting hound, and the crescent moon. And this brings us to how Artemis became connected with the moon, and how she's often confused with other goddesses. Let's see if we can sort this out. So, her brother Apollo, also an Olympian, descended from a much older Titan, the sun god named Helios, with whom the poets often confused him.